Hi everybody, it's Miriam. Thank you for joining me on my channel. Having this for breakfast. Oat bran, Hodgins Mill. Hodgson Mill. Yeah. And remember the last time I had the oatmeal? Woo, look at that. Doesn't like a blooper. I was complaining about that I ran out of cinnamon, but if you remember, I had another video where I just said we had a new one. I forgot, because we have cayenne pepper in a container that looks very similar to that. So I forgot that we had the things that we needed. Ooh, I was going to put the little thing on there, and I don't want to do that. I'm going to put it like this. There I can see. That. And I hate when I do like this. I really don't like that. I don't like that. And as I recall, I had some berries, but it looks like they got split up, and that doesn't look professional. Oh well, too bad. So I'm going to do this. These berries, see? Ooh. And they're dripping. God. It's going to look like a crime scene if I'm not careful. Signature Kitchens. Okay. I hate doing this, but no, I'll just do this. It's not going to look good and fancy, but I don't care. Mushy. Because they were frozen. And blueberries or whatever. Raspberries. Blackberries. I like stuff like that. Okay, let me put this up. Alright. Stop making noise. Showing off. Look at this. It looks like a crime scene. Look. And like this here. That. Probably on my shirt too. Okay. It's dreadful. And I just want you to know that I have said my blessing over my meal. And in addition to the wonderful oatmeal with the cinnamon and a little bit of sugar and the berries. Yeah, I already did the aerial view of the berries. What else do I... There's something else. Oh, yes. I'm just having some tea. And I put that looks real classy. I did that to retain the heat. Okay. I have not been well, physically well. I've been in the hospital a couple of times. And so I was taking a bunch of medicines, and for a while I might seem a little strange beyond what you expect from me. And I'm at the beginning of it, but you know. So I'm more like myself, but I might be different in future uploads. So good though. I'm going to show you this with a berry. There's a blueberry and it looks like a blackberry. And I don't mean the electronic blackberry. And I may have mentioned this in previous videos, but I had a relative who had a terrible problem with cholesterol and other issues, and they started eating oatmeal and what are those it's not Fruit Loops, it's the opposite of Fruit Loops, the round Cheerios. Thank you. Cheerios. They're round like Fruit Loops, but they're natural. They don't have any dyes, and it's Cheerios. they started eating Cheerios, which I had to be mindful of getting Cheerios because I might not always want to eat oatmeal, even though I do like oatmeal. But you know, it's always good to mix it up. And so anyway, so I go to the hospital, and then other stuff happens, and I go back, and it was a trip. And when I went initially, the first time that I went, they noticed that my blood pressure was seriously high. It was 234 over 100 and something or other. And I was like, ooh, I've never had a reading like that. My God, you know, that was really, I'm glad that I went, you know, I mean, even though I wasn't there for feeling like there was something wrong with my blood pressure. Sometimes people who have high blood pressure will find that they have headaches. And I don't know, I guess I stay irritated. I can't tell the difference, but, and also, you know, like I have my hair back in the plait. Sometimes when you pull your hair back, if you have a headache, you might think, well, it's just because I pulled my hair back, you know what I'm saying? But no, it was very, very high, and I struggled because they put the mechanical blood pressure cuff on you, and it really hurts. It really hurts. And there's a couple of times, and I've never done this before, but there are a couple of times that I have, those times when they took me in with the high blood pressure that night, I just tore the cup off. I just undid it because I couldn't take the heat. The pain. I could not take the pain. It hurt so bad. I hate getting my blood pressure taken anyway, because it is physically painful anyway. Sorry. But it hurt so bad because it was so high, and so they were having a hard time, you know, getting a reading. But oh, that was awful. I've never done that, and I was crying, and oh. Anyway, I got some answers. They adjusted my medication. I thought I was taking blood pressure medication. I was taking a water pill. Well, I thought that was a blood pressure. Nope, that's right, it's not. So they put me on the old pressure medicine that I was taking for my blood pressure. So I'm really, really happy about that. And they kept me on the water pill. So I'm really happy about that. But I'll really be happy when I don't need it anymore. And then when I stop taking the water pill, at whatever point that might be, on the advice of my doctor, when I stop taking it, or the blood pressure medicine, and that my body maintains that, you know, it doesn't have an issue with fluid retention or swelling, my pressure stays at a good, healthy level. But until then, I'm going to be taking medication. I'm going to be seeing what I can do to bring it down. And bringing down my cholesterol is also a good thing. Not necessarily related, but it seems to me that if you have a lot of cholesterol, that doesn't help your blood pressure. It's not good for you, right? So, one day at a time. But anyway, so it has made me, I know you know I believe it was my last one. Or my next to the last one. Anyway, it's the video burgers, baby, right? And I'm talking about how much I love the burgers, which I do. I had a burger, a grass-fed burger with cheese and relish and a little bit of ketchup, a little bit of mustard, sugar and salt, lots of that. The fat in the burger, in the cheese. And I can't be doing that anymore. I realize that I'm going to have to make a drastic change. So for the next month, 30 days or so, I'm going to dip my foot very deep into the vegetarian pool. We've all heard that those are healthier if done right options, and that even though those of us who are raised with meat, we love it, and dairy, we do. But you have to love yourself too. No food is so good that it's worth you having a stroke. And they were telling me that my blood pressure was so high it was entering into stroke territory. Although they made a qualifier by saying, well, generally that's a stroke territory that you're in, but I don't know how your body is. Your body might be able to take it more so than, he started backpedaling. I'm like, No, because I've never had blood pressure that high, and I'm not going to experiment to see how high it can be before I do get a stroke. So when they had said that, I was mindful that night to be cautious and to think about what can I do to be proactive with me so that I'll know that I'm okay. Well, one of the things they're saying that when you have like an early sign of a stroke is you can't say simple sentences. So I was saying to myself, kind of out loud, but low, my name is Miriam, I live in a house. Now I know that sounds nutty, but it's a simple sentence. I'm Miriam, I live in a house. I am Miriam, I live in a house. My name is Miriam. My name is Miriam, I live in a house. So that's simple. So I was like, okay, I can do that. Another thing is you feel one side of your face, I guess it's one of them doesn't feel right. And it gets numb and you can't move. And I've heard of cases of people where they're talking to somebody, or they're like, a lot of times they'll be really angry. And then their face will start twisting and they'll start talking funny. And they're so into, because I knew a lady that happened to. She was fussing at somebody that she normally has conflicts with. And the person thought she was making a face at her on purpose. And, just twisting her face. But she was getting a stroke. And I never forgot that. I thought, oh my God, how awful. So when they finally called on, oh no, she's not making an angry face or trying to freak me out. She's actually in the process of getting a stroke. They got her to the hospital. So that's one. And I believe this is another one. Put your arms in front of you like that. I like to get the actual little list that helps you. So anyway, make a long story short, no burgers, no chicken for a month. It's gonna be hard. I can't say that I will never touch a bird, but not this month. And if I don't completely get rid of it, it'll be like I almost never eat it type of thing. I think I will give myself the cushion, because it's a very hard adjustment, of allowing myself fish. Not a lot, but fish. I've always heard about people who eat, fruits, vegetables, grains, and such, and a certain amount of fish, and not the pork and the beef and all the other things that we love so much, but we hear it's so bad for us. When they don't have that they tend to, their blood pressure goes down. The weight comes off, whether they were trying to do it or not. I'm not trying to necessarily be small and pretty, but though actually I do have to lose weight in the context of avoiding diabetes. So that's something that I actually have to do. And but their pressure goes down, they have more energy, blah 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 blah. So we know this, but because we have been raised on certain foods and we like it, it's always there. The food that we like, that's not so good for us. I mean, there are nutrients in them, but we can find nutrients in other foods that do not give us the problem of the cholesterol and high salt or whatever. And the thing about it is why vegans and vegetarians have the advantage, certainly in this case, if not also in so many other cases, is that cholesterol does not come from plants. The problem element, cholesterol, is not found in plant food. It's found only in animal food. And you can't get around that. Believe me, if we could, we would. Let me have some more of this, because I'm hungry. Really hungry. So, it is what it is. And I do like vegetables. I do like fruits. I do like legumes. I have to be careful about certain vegetables. I have to be careful about certain fruits. If you take blood pressure medicine, you can't take like grapefruit or something like that. Not that I was a big grapefruit eater anyway, but I have to be mindful of that. And you have to make up for the nutrients that the meats would give you or the dairy would give you from other sources. And you have to be mindful of that. So it's worth it. I don't want to have a stroke. I don't want my pressure to get worse and worse. I really do want to be healthy. You know, we know that if we could be healthy and eat whatever we wanted to eat, we would eat whatever we wanted to eat. But you can't have it, a lot of us, both ways. Even if you could do it in your youth, we can't really do it now, you know, as you get older. And like I said in the other video, that's something everybody's doing. Every second, every minute of our life, we're getting older. Whoop. So when you see these people, I don't know how many years I have in me. Tomorrow's not promised to me, right? We see these people that are 80, 90, 100, 110 or more, and they look so beautiful and healthy and calm, and they're clear-headed. And there are people my age, 40s, 50s, and yes, 60s, who are so foggy. And a lot of times it is attributed to what we're eating, which is the food that we've been eating since we were young, which is starting to take a toll on us. I do want to be alert. I want to be sensible. I want to be coherent for as long as I have this time here, you know? So, the other thing, a lot of people will be like, oh, well, the animals are suffering. You knew those animals were suffering and blah, blah, blah. That's true. And it did bother me. It bothered me very much because in the old days, millennia, animals, certainly dairy animals, were treated with more compassion. But when you find out about agribusiness and how they treat the animals, the chickens, the cows, the pigs, it's just horrible. And I remember one thing that really hurt me. Really hurt me. I cried. It was one of the things that made me cry. It was when they showed how they removed the hair off of a pig. Because, you know, pig's skin isn't smooth. It has hair. And you're not going to want to, they're not going to have good sales if they have a hairy slab of meat. No. So to remove the hair off of the pig, they boil it while the pig is still in his skin, while he's alive and conscious. And they showed a video of a poor pig in a vat, and the water was hot or whatever, I guess it was water, and you can hear him screaming, and he's trying to get out. And there are humans in there watching this, and it is their job to do this and keep him in there. He wasn't able to get out anyway, but just in case, they would have to keep him in there until they fulfilled the purpose of removing the hair. And apparently this is done because it's the most cheapest way of doing it. Because there's other ways of doing it without the animal having to suffer. But that animal was suffering so much and making it very obviously so. And it really hurt me that this is considered acceptable. And yet I still didn't totally kill the desire for the food, so I knew that there was something wrong. So my point that I'm trying to say is, we know that animals are being mistreated, but it's still hard for us. And a lot of people who are basically good, kind people, I'm not talking about people who are just heartless and don't care, but a lot of us still crave and hunger for those foods. So whatever reason that you do it for, as long as you are healthy, just do it. Because even though I do have a care for the animals, I won't say that because if I really cared super, I wouldn't have continued eating, obviously. So I do care, but when it comes to hunger, excuse me, what I was trying to say is animals, a lot of them are peaceful, some of them are violent, and they will kill you and they will eat you. But even the ones that are more peaceable and who are less likely to eat you or to eat meat, if push comes to shove, they're going to eat you. They're going to try to hurt you. They're going to eat so that they can sustain, even if they don't normally eat meat or humans. They're going to make sure that they and their children, their babies, cubs, are sustained. And they're not going to feel guilty about it because they want to sustain. And we want to sustain. But we don't have to be cruel, and we don't have to be greedy. And some of us can choose to sustain we will be successful in sustaining without eating the animals, or with very, very few incidences of it happening. And I think I think that's the best case scenario. And it's just something that I wanted to say. And I guess I got kind of worked up, but it's been on my mind. That I don't feel so great, but that's partially the medicine and probably my emotions, because there's so much I have to do and I can't do it all. I have to let myself get better. I have to let myself heal. I'm stressing myself out, and I have to pick and choose what I can or cannot do, and have faith that what I cannot do will be done in another way, from another person, or by me at another time. And I have to get well. So I might look stranger in coming videos. Just be in mind that I'm recovering and I'm taking medicines, and it's going to take a while. So that was my thought that I want to share with you. And I thank you very much for coming. I appreciate all the subscriptions. I have like 73 subscriptions. I'm really trying for that 100 before July is over. We're going to be skating close. I really hope I get it, but if I don't, I'll be all right. That's not the biggest thing. I think cholesterol and getting my blood pressure down is bigger than that. And so if you did like this video, I do hope you hit the like button. And if you're new, I hope you subscribe. And I thank you, and I'm looking forward to doing more of these. And if you have vegan recipe ideas, vegan sources, I want to know about it. Okay? Thank you. And have a good day, afternoon, or evening.